Is it really March Madness if the Michigan State Spartans aren't one of the prime catalysts for all the insanity in the NCAA men's basketball tournament? For years, despite not being one of the highest seeds in their section, people will fill out MSU in their brackets further than they think they should. The reason for that? Mr. Tom Izzo, or better known as Mr. March. Now in his 24th season as the Michigan State head coach, he has done much more than just earn his respect from around the basketball universe. He has solidified himself as one of the greatest coaches to ever coach the game of basketball. As a matter of fact, in 2016, he was inducted to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Tom Izzo has become the legend he is today thanks to contributions from his personal life, his own playing career, and his coaching style/philosophy. With 9 Big Ten regular season titles, 5 Big Ten tournament titles, 7 Final Four appearances, and 1 NCAA championship, it's obvious that whatever Coach Izzo is feeding his players, it works quite well. Tom Izzo was born in 1955 in a small town by the name of Iron Mountain, which is located in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. He married his wife, Lupe Marinez, in 1992 and gave birth to their daughter, Raquel, just 2 years later. The Izzos also adopted a son by the name of Steven, who is 6 years younger than his sister. But what does Coach Izzo's personal life have to do with his coaching career? Well, for starters, it's safe to say that when you are successful at what you love, you are also successful in your personal life. Like many wives of college coaches, Lupe is involved in the lives of Izzo's players. She considers each of the players part of their family, and you can find her in the crowd of every Michigan State home game. It's no secret that Coach Izzo misses out a lot on his children's extracurricular activities. He says it's hard on them, and especially his wife, due to all the traveling he does with the team. However, Raquel, Tom's daughter, happens to be an MSU alum and still works for the university. USA Today conducted an interview with Izzo a few years ago while Raquel was still in school, and he stated, "It's pretty cool. Just having her here may not make it better for her, but it does for me." It's because of these factors that Izzo is able to give his full support to coaching the Spartans and allows him to be the coach that he is today. But as a balance, Seth Davis, who wrote the book Getting to Us, How Great Coaches Make Great Teams, wrote that guilt is his constant companion. When he's working, he feels that he should be at home with his children, but when he's at home, he feels that he should be back in the office grinding. Before his inductance into the Hall of Fame, and before his NCAA championship, and even before he became the 5th highest paid college basketball coach, Tom Izzo was a college hooper himself. In 1973, Tom Izzo enrolled in Northern Michigan University, where he played 4 years and eventually set the record for minutes played and was named a Division II All-American. Following his graduation, Izzo spent a year coaching high school before he became an assistant coach at Northern Michigan. After 4 years of that gig, Michigan State came knocking on his door offering him an assistant coaching job. It was there that Izzo learned in the shadow of the great Judd Heathcote, who resigned in 1955. Due to Izzo's long and adventurous path to Michigan State, he learned some valuable qualities that have separated him from the rest of the coaching pack. It was his reputation of being a tireless worker, both on the recruiting trail and in the office, that gave him the opportunities to move up the ranks. What also helped him was his inductance into the Northern Michigan Hall of Fame at the early age of 35 in the year 1990. It's no secret that Tom Izzo is a unique character shaped by his past playing and coaching endeavors, but it's those same endeavors that have given him a special approach to coaching. Izzo's teams are known for strong guard play, toughness, and rebounding. Izzo is famed for his war rebounding drill, which players wear football helmets and shoulder pads. According to the Detroit Free Press Company, who wrote the book Mr. March, One Coach, 20 Years of Spartan Glory, 2 of his mottos are, "Players play, but tough players win." The other is, "He doesn't determine the playing time, the players do," which has a slight sense of irony considering he does still hold that record at Northern Michigan for most minutes played. It's when I heard these quotes that Coach Izzo struck me a little differently. Growing up playing hockey and always being on the shorter, skinnier side of the spectrum, I was told that to be better than the other players, I had to be tougher than them. That resulted in me being one of the more physical kids on my high school team, granting me more of an opportunity to play. In 2013, Izzo was voted the 5th angriest coach in college basketball by a USA Today sports poll, which is an honor that he actually cherishes. Despite having that honor, players do truly enjoy playing for Coach Izzo. In an era that has been dominated by one-and-done players, Izzo has had only 3 such players leave him after a year to join the NBA draft. Instead, he has won with guys like Matten Cleaves, who played 4 years in college and was unable to stick around in the NBA, or Draymond Green, who also spent 4 years at Michigan State, only to be drafted by the Golden State Warriors in 2012. It is because of this system that many believe Tom Izzo is one of the few coaches who are winning the right way. Izzo has addressed this topic and said that this shouldn't be the case because he too pursues these one-and-done players with as much zeal as anybody. Izzo cares about his players more than most other coaches do with theirs. So in 2016, when the number 2 seed Michigan State Spartans were upset by the number 15 seed Middle Tennessee, he seriously felt the pain of the seniors that were leading that squad. It was that same year that Izzo won the Dean Smith Award, which is awarded to an individual in college basketball who embodies the spirit and values of the late North Carolina coaching great. The fact that he was still given that honor despite suffering one of the greatest upsets in tournament history is flat out remarkable. And that's just one of the remarkable accomplishments in Izzo's career. People will remember the name Tom Izzo for many years, mainly due to his impressive resume, not only within the Big Ten, but in the NCAA. I will remember Coach Izzo, frankly, because he's just one of the best to ever do it. That's because of the support in his personal life, his adventurous playing and early coaching career, and his overall coaching style. It's a fair assumption to say that Michigan State got a keeper in Tom Izzo, and most likely won't ever see him do it again.